So what is the crack, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Again, if you are new here, please do subscribe. We appreciate all of the support. Today we are doing a pasta carbonara, so really traditional Italian dish, one of the first pasta recipes I ever made, and the reason I love it so much and why it's such a renowned recipe worldwide, it's like 5 ingredients. You can whip it up in less than 10 minutes. So without further ado, let's get cooking. The very first thing we're going to do here is we have a pot of boiling water. We're going to take the lid off. Add some salt to our water. The key here is that the water should taste like the sea. It should be quite salty, and that seasons the pasta as it cooks. We'll do a small bit of oil in there as well. That'll help keep the pasta from sticking together. Gather your spaghetti. You can do tagliatelle if you want as well, but spaghetti is what we're going to go with today. And we're going to get a good shot from overhead is twist, let go, and split. And then from there, it'll gently start to fold in. And we're going to cook our pasta in the water for about 5 or 6 minutes until it's 90% cooked. I have a frying pan here. I have my bacon. I'm not going to add any oil. These are quite fat anyway, and you should see there should be some fat rinds on them, so they just have to render out, and that will add the fat to the pan itself. Get them moving around with a spoon. And again, this should take the time it takes to cook the pasta. We should render up these. You'll get a really nice crispy exterior on the bacon. Right, so that's going to cook down. We're going to get a nice pinch of black pepper into our pan. We want some heat in the carbonara, and that comes from cracked black pepper. So get that in, give it a toss, and let that just cook away. It's on a medium to high heat. If it's too harsh, turn it down a bit. Over to this bowl here, we're going to crack our eggs. So 2 eggs will do this recipe. It usually does about 2 people, depending on how hungry or how generous your portions are. We get them in, our 2 eggs. We're going to whip them up like so. Just very, very loosely. We don't need to do a very long job on this. And then we're slowly going to start to add in our cheese. So this essentially is our sauce. It's our egg and cheese. The recipe for all of these videos will be in the description box below or on our website. So for the quantities of all of these, just follow the links. As we beat this together, we add in our cheese. I'm going to hold about 10 grams off, and I'm going to top the dish with that. So keep a small bit to garnish. The rest of it, beat it up like so. And I'm not too worried about salt because the bacon itself can be quite salty. So we'll make the dish, we'll taste it in the end, we'll see if it needs some salt. The main seasoning is the black pepper that's in there. All right, so my pasta is cooked. It's about 90% cooked, it's not fully cooked. My bacon is nice and crispy. You can see in the pan, the bacon and the fat are starting to render and crisp up. So what I want to do, I'm actually going to take this pan away. I don't want any heat here because what we could possibly do is scramble the eggs, and that's not what we want to do. So we're going to take our pasta from our dish and knock it into the pan. So this should stop the cooking straight away anyway. So we'll knock in a bit of it, like so. We want to bring some of that starchy water, and that's the key to the sauce, is that starchy water from the pasta is going to help bring the egg and cheese mixed together. We're going to top that in on top. Now if we want to bring some heat back in it, we can go back on, but from here we just start to give it a bit of a toss, like so. We bring some of that starchy water in, and again, remember that water is seasoned with salt, so we don't want to overly season it after. Keep tossing it, keep stirring it, and you'll see the egg and the cheese and the water will start to come together, and we're going to get our nice creamy sauce. Go in with the rest of it, knock that in, and just keep tossing it. You can start with a spoon if you like, or if you're handy with a pan, just keep tossing it. After a couple of tosses, you'll see that the sauce will start to come together. You get a really nice creamy consistency along the outside. If you need to put it back on the heat for a second, do so, but there should be enough heat in the pan to cook the sauce itself, and all we're left to do is to serve up. The very last touch for our personal preference, you can do another little bit of cracked black pepper over the top, and it wouldn't be a true recipe video if we didn't taste it. So now we're ready to go. Go in over the top, try and get some of that bacon, that spaghetti. Try not to make too much of a mess on camera. And we're going to try it. Oh. So the pasta is still al dente, there's still a bit of a bite to it. You have that beautiful smokiness from the bacon, the heat from the cracked black pepper, and then the creaminess from the cheese and the egg. That is a knockout dish that can be whipped up in literally minutes, done with minimal ingredients. So it's one of my favorites to do. As always, we appreciate all of you who watch these videos. If you're new here, please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep on cooking.